Hello and welcome to another episode of the ZoomOut Podcast. This is episode 3. This is a podcast where we talk about games, entertainment, TV, movies, and audio. Nope, not audio, but, we do it. And friends get together and we sit on Discord and we talk about it. This week we are going to start with Brody, and he's going to tell us about his life in streaming or whatever he really wants to bring to the table. Brody, fucking do it, man.
Oh my goodness. Hi everyone, I'm Brody. Was a really fun week for streaming. All of my streams were collabs this week, which is rare for me. I usually just do one or two every now and again, but all 3 of my scheduled streams this week were collabs. One was with Websy here, Dallas. I played Dead by Daylight with a lot of friends on Wednesday, which was an absolute blast. And then I had a very good friend of mine, Corndog Uzumaki, Corey, on my stream today. So that it's been a lot of fun. In terms of what I want to talk about, you just want to I just say what I want to talk about, or do you want to go through everybody's week first, or how I don't want to.
No.
Which one was your favorite?
All of them.
Which collab?
All of them.
Which person you listed is your favorite?
Yeah,
Don't say it was me.
Yeah, I know.
The others can eat shit.
Yeah.
Eat shit.
Follow-up question: when the fuck am I coming on your stream as a collab?
Oh,
Well, I'm sorry, I don't live at my house right now.
Brothers and no collabs.
He's gonna be coming on to do some Pokemon's.
I've
Pokemon
had you on my
Stadium.
stream twice now.
Okay, and that says a lot about I come to visit you.
You guys should fist fight each other. I think
do you
that
want
would
a
be
fist
good
fight?
content.
God, I've
Oh,
collabed
let's
more
stream
with
it. That would be the next.
We should do a YouTube series of you guys just street fighting.
Oh shit! I'll do it.
And then at the end,
Oh,
the winner
yeah.
calls out Jake Paul.
You mean you call
Yeah.
it Jake Paul, because I'm not winning that fight.
And we're back.
And we're back, baby.
Full circle, baby.
If you didn't listen to episode 2, you might be a bit confused.
Sorry for that tangent, bro.
That's okay. Tangent away. Did you guys know the Oscars are tonight?
No.
I had no
they're
idea,
not.
bro.
Hey, no, they're not.
Yes,
Good.
they are.
They are though.
How ridiculous is that? That COVID has shut down all of our the Oscars are. That's a big thing. I know when the Oscars are, and
I didn't know we were doing an Oscars podcast, but I'll go ahead and bring it up. Let me
Yes. Share your screen, please.
And
Yeah,
and now we're creating a pool for money with picks on who we.
It's just bizarre to me.
I lost my mind when I found out this morning. I was like, wait. Okay, because it was supposed to be end of February, I guess, but they canceled it.
Yes, that's usually when Oscars are. It's February-ish, right?
They obviously canceled it. So where was the announcement that they postponed it? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but I heard it was today, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna go do this podcast instead. So
I don't think I watched a single movie in 2020, a new movie.
Yeah.
A new movie. Yeah.
Just rewatch Kicking and Screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm scrolling through right now, and I don't even recognize these movies. So
Oh,
it's
yeah?
just so it's what's the point?
I know Promising Young Woman just won for screenplay, and that was a really good movie.
Hardly know her.
Do you think? The reason why we don't recognize those movies is because there's no theater going right now.
Maybe
nothing gets
That would
released in
make sense.
theaters, right?
Yeah, that would make sense. Sure.
I watch a lot of
that's
Netflix originals.
That's the thing. The streaming industry took over. But is Netflix part of the Oscars now? Isn't that a thing?
I thought so, because I think they are as of recently. There was a whole thing, but I don't want to say yes or no because I don't know. And
No, because the Chicago The Trial 7 is in the Oscars. I know that, and that was a Netflix original.
I almost watched that.
I watched that.
That's my
really
review.
it's the closest I got to watching a movie last year.
I would recommend it.
I watched the trailer a couple times. So I was like, damn, this seems interesting. But that was enough for my fill. I was like,
See, the thing with Netflix trailers though is that they give you a lot.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Netflix specifically.
I tell Megan to turn them off after 10 seconds if something looks moderately good. I'm like, let's just watch it because we're gonna see the whole movie.
Yeah,
You
especially
do.
horror
They show you
movies.
the whole movie in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Literally the whole thing.
I think action movies are pretty bad too, because action movies they'll show you the set piece of that movie in the trailer. It's I would have rathered if I just did not know about that. Like Fast and Furious, to bring it back to last episode, like shattering through the glass, like that was such a cool moment, but that was in the trailer. So I was expecting them to go from skyscraper to skyscraper. But if that had just happened in theaters, that would have been so epic. Like,
did you clock the runtime of that trailer? 3.5 minutes.
It's too long.
That's way too long. A minute most.
A minute should be all trailers should be teasers.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see how they they cut down every single other trailer that's on their platform? it's like 10 seconds.
Oh,
and
really?
Really? Yeah. If you go look at non-Netflix stuff, it's like 10 seconds, and then I'm like, what is it though? And there's no other option.
Sometimes that's all you need. 10 seconds. You see who's in it. You see what it's about. You get the general tone. That's enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't, by the way.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't.
No, there was one, the 10 seconds I got for one that when I watched, it was like them walking into a house, and it was supposed to be something scary, and then nothing happened. It was just them approaching the house, and I was just like,
I guess you gotta watch it then.
Characters approach house, names of people in movie appear, fade to black. That's the trailer.
So you don't mean the trailers, you mean the clips that show on anything on Netflix that's not a Netflix? Because they just pick a random...
whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
It just shows you a clip. But for Netflix, they're like, here's a 9-minute preview at 3x of the entire movie.
Yeah, the 47-minute mark of the movie. Yeah, it's like, okay.
I would just call those thumbnails. Like that, they're essentially like a pre-roll
just
thumbnail.
Moving thumbnails. They're live photos on an iPhone.
Yeah, essentially.
It should be someone's job though to go through those and pick a good 30-second clip from a movie. It shouldn't be somebody walking up to a house in a movie that's about murder or something, Yeah.
Didn't know what it was about. Didn't watch it.
Like if it was if it was The Conjuring, like the moment where she's sitting on the stairs and then the hands come out and clap, like that would be enough to tell you about that movie. You'd be like, shit, there are hands and it's scary.
They should employ someone to cut Netflix trailers. Like not for Netflix originals specifically, but all the movies on Netflix. Just
I'll do it.
Just cut up 30 to 60 seconds.
I'll do it.
I'll tell you what, though. There is a website that does really good job with trailers, and they have such a catchy theme song too. And you click play on the video, and it's always like, boom, boom, bing.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, what's that website?
Never heard it.
You've never heard that, huh?
Never heard it.
Oh, really? It's the Pornhub theme.
Oh.
I actually did not know that.
I didn't know that either. Wow.
It's funny because Alex recognized. I could tell right away. Visual cues,
He starts he
was like,
yeah.
I mean, I was vibing too.
Honestly, I was just vibing to the beat, and then he's like,
his webcam just starts his dash.
I just start.
He starts vibing to the beat.
Yeah,
vibing with my cock in my hand.
Okay.
Turn it up to 10, baby. Or the pedal hit the floor.
Guys, rule number 1, don't bury the lead, okay? Just come out and fucking say it.
Alex, all the
committed.
finesse.
And somehow this is supposed to be Brody's segment. I don't know.
It's better if I say something and you talk about your cock, though. Let's be real.
It's true. It is, actually.
It would have been weird if Brody brought it up. It's good that you did, yeah. We still got to the same topic.
If all of our conversations can somehow get back to Alex's dick,
okay, we challenge of the episode.
We have to circumcircle back to it.
Oh.
Every time I load up a podcast, it asks me to click the explicit or not explicit button, and it's never been easier to decide.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh man. So Oscars, what else, bro?
Yeah, speaking of this, I'm just going to bounce off that. I just wanted to talk about that, and we sort of did. Speaking of streaming, did anybody watch all of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Is that something you guys are into? Marvel Cinematic Universe, all that stuff? Just Darik?
Me, man. It was amazing. We can spoiler free talk it if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna have a quick chat about the show. First of all, I loved it. I don't know, it was so good.
Yeah,
it was
very good.
And for me, and Darik knows this, I got sick to death of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that every single movie that came out had to coincide, and you then needed to see 20 movies to understand the new one. And I got really sick of it. The universe got too big for my attention span. I was like, I'm done. That's why I liked Deadpool, because it was a one-off. It didn't have connections until now they're going to bring Deadpool into X-Men or something. But so I'm really enjoying these shows because they set up the next phase completely, like WandaVision and now this one. They are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and they have a lot of references, but they're their own isolated stories. Mm-hmm. and it's like 6 to 10 episodes and they're done. And I really liked that.
Might I add, Falcon and Winter Soldier, a very necessary story to tell too. Like it was just so good.
And
so good.
It was very political without ever feeling like I was watching like, oh god, politics. Like it felt everything they said. I was like, damn, yes, please.
If you had to like connect it to another Marvel movie, like a movie that it felt the most similar to, in terms of feel, because I feel like a lot of different Marvel movies have had varying kind of themes and feels to them, from like your Civil War, I don't know, lots of other ones. I'm trying to think, what's the one with the Winter Soldier? What is that one called?
It's the Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, my brain was like, it's not called the Winter Soldier.
Sure.
Okay,
that's arguably the one I would pick.
Yeah,
the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
that's like my favorite. So that actually is really nice to hear.
You'll like it.
It was most like that, I would say. And then they also, actually, that would be spoilers. Although the announcement for what just happened for the next phase of this with Captain America and everything was announced. Because Marvel has a habit of a day after something finales, they spoil it.
Yeah.
It sucks. But then
and every other news site, too.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it myself, but they just announced what's going to happen next, which then spoils the ending. But it is really cool what's going to happen next. I'm interested.
Mm-hmm. Super stoked.
But yeah, good show. I like what Marvel is doing. It's somehow easier for me to keep up with 10-episode series than it is 2-hour movies. I don't know why that is.
You get to digest the world more, I think, too. Like,
maybe.
It's with you for longer. I had a quick question. Sorry, Derek, go ahead.
I was just going to say, on top of that, especially because it is a weekly release, not just like, you don't have to sit down and binge it all at once if you don't want to.
Dallas and Alex, like, do you think you'll watch the movie, or the show, or is it just no interest?
I hadn't even heard about it until right now.
Oh,
cool.
Wow.
Yeah, what kind of rock?
Oh, the one
a
with
DC rock.
The one with the fiance that doesn't like anything in that realm and unlimited games of Apex.
She probably likes that.
Lately?
We've been rewatching New Girl.
So instead of absorbing new content, you're rewatching.
No. We're not gonna like shame anyone for that. Okay, everyone.
Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not shaming. I'm asking.
Man, listen. I was on the fence about restarting New Girl. It is one of the most top tier. I guess you could call it a sitcom. Not really, but
sitcom.
It doesn't have like a laughing track. I don't think so.
It's a situational comedy, though.
True. But it's like, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's. I've heard that it reduces anxiety because it gives you a level of comfortability at a time where you're anxious. Mm-hmm. And people do it subconsciously, but also it offers you the promise of being entertained.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's the perfect blend.
There's a
and
comfort.
Also, you're a coward.
Yeah. Also that, too, is true.
Just watch the show, dude.
No, I haven't heard of it. I would love to watch it.
How's that possible, though?
Did you hear about WandaVision?
I've heard the title WandaVision.
Okay.
Have you watched any Marvel movie ever?
Yes, almost all of them.
Could you? I know people probably can't hear us, but blink twice if you need help.
Well, those are some wide eyes.
That's enough.
Damn.
Look at that.
All right. Interesting. And okay. All right, Alex, what about you?
I'm excited to watch it. I just haven't gotten to watch it yet. Like, I love Marvel. I've watched all the Marvel movies. I love it. So, like, I'm excited to. Just haven't gotten to it. Like, literally, yesterday, I just started watching The Last Dance, and that's been out for I don't know how many months.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Is that the Michael Jordan one?
Yes.
Like, docu? Yeah, I want to watch it, too. I just don't know anything about basketball, and to be honest, I actually really just dislike basketball, so I've been hesitant to watch it. But I love sports documentaries, so I'm kind of excited. It's like this, toss-up that I'm having right now. Hate basketball, love sports documentaries. Really tough. I kind of want to watch it.
I think if you had to watch one, that's probably the one because it's about Michael Jordan. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like I think even if you hate basketball, I think you're probably gonna love learning about him and how competitive he was.
It's a very easy entry point. Like he is the star of basketball, so it's like I don't really have to like basketball, but I can appreciate what he has done.
I'm pretty sure
if you appreciate sports, you appreciate greatness. So you'll appreciate that.
You just watch Space Jam, you'll get the gist.
I was going to ask, so what do you think about Space Jam, David? Because that's Michael Jordan, that's basketball.
Great
Don't
movie.
say you've never. Don't say you've
No,
never seen it.
no. I've seen it. I can't think of a month I didn't watch it in. No, I'm kidding. But
It's the best movie. I love basketball.
Comfort movie.
This is when Dallas goes, "What's Space Jam?"
Yeah.
Guys, I don't get it. Like you're making me look like an alien for not heard about the show.
It's just. I don't know.
Like,
It's just a AAA title that you go online, you hear about it. I don't know.
It's also like the fact that like it's extreme marketing budget. It's just so surprising for you just like not to have seen it. Like it is everywhere in terms of like marketing that I would just expect you to see it. Like it's on Twitter, like on your timeline on Twitter. I've seen YouTube ads.
I mean, just like all of my advertisements are fucking AFK Arena. So like, what am I gonna do?
I mean, to be fair, he did, like sing the Pornhub song, so we know what he's doing instead of looking at shows. All right.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's
He's
true.
up to date with all that stuff.
Right. Right.
Recent uploads and
Yeah.
Nice new categories to choose from. Woo!
Hits, right? I'm really up to date.
Nice. Oh my god.
Jeez Louise.
He's probably seeing ads for local teens in his area. Like,
Oh God.
I don't know why I said teens. I could have said anything else.
Yeah, Jesus.
Could have said anything
Dude, you
else.
could have said hot
We-
local moms, and you went with teens.
I would like to preface this because it's a recorded podcast that having sexual relations with underage women is not acceptable, nor do any of us condone that.
Oh, David
At
meant
all.
18, at least 18.
Correct.
Yeah.
David's talking
22.
about 18, clearly.
Yeah. And you were worried about a logo on your shirt, and I dropped that bomb.
Yeah. Let's be honest, there were greater worries that I had to worry about, which was not seeing a Marvel TV show or hearing about it.
Hearing about it was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also singing the Pornhub theme song, which
Yeah.
no one caught on to. And it just
No
made
one.
me look like I watch more porn than everyone.
Websy, there will be plenty of people that do catch on. Don't worry.
It's true. I won't be alone.
No, you got a group. You have a following. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Appreciate
There were
that.
so many people at that point in the podcast that went, "Oh man, fucking know it, brother." Did a jerk off thing. They're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I hope so.
With you, solidarity. Okay, well, Brody, do you have anything else to say, or should we move on to somebody at random?
Let's move on. Let's pop off.
All right, well, then it has to be Dallas. I feel like he's earned the chance to talk for himself. Go for it, my friend.
Really looking forward to this. Thank you so much. So, I mean, David, you said audio at the beginning of this.
So sorry,
by accident.
guys.
I'm just going to bring that back because you've been embarrassing me for the last 10 seconds to a minute. But you weren't wrong, because the topic that I have today is the influence of music on different things, specifically gaming, obviously. And I wanted to talk about some of the classics that you guys can think of, because my God, there's some soundtracks that you hear them and you're just like, oh, we're back to like 1999, baby.
Halo.
All right, well, Halo.
Halo.
Yeah. Everybody can mention. Yeah.
The yummiest soundtrack.
I could
just
watch
like-
every YouTube. Oh, sorry. I could watch every YouTube video of guys in a bathroom doing the Halo
Me too.
soundtrack. It's great.
So good.
It's like I've never seen that many like virgins in one area, but at the same time, it's amazing to watch.
What's going on today?
Dude,
Oh my
I said
God.
fucking David just popped off. You know?
You put a camera on me, and like I'm just out there now.
Oh,
It's
You took the filter off today. This is
Yeah.
great.
My bad.
Broken that
Lord.
third law. But yeah, Halo was one of those ones that like it's a defining soundtrack, because you could sing the song that plays at the beginning of the game and people would know what the game is,
Yeah.
like you could do that with Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Mhm.
It's one of the major ones, and when I started streaming it, that was like the first thing that I did. I was like, just everyone close their eyes, and I started the game, and it's like and you're just like, oh,
I thought he was gonna sing the Pornhub theme.
such a missed opportunity there. But yeah, Halo was one of the
Even
Oh,
like when you're
nice.
having
I
an
like
epic
that.
moment, like the da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like-
and they would put it at the finale of every game too.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, this is so sick.
I associate that specifically with Halo 3's finale. Is that what you guys associated
I
with
do,
too?
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
driving the warthog.
The
Yeah,
Warthog
like the
chase,
art
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the tiles, which in 2007 was epic. Now when you play it, it kind of looks shitty, but the tiles are like
that's the best.
falling.
It's one of the best.
They were great.
Oh, the gameplay is still solid. No knocks on that. It's kind of an odd thing that like the planet is like made of tiles and they're just
I
like
know.
they're dropping.
You find that little grunt hiding in the corner for the
Yeah.
Easter egg.
Oh man,
man.
that's a great soundtrack. My one is more recent, I think. I don't know if I've talked about my love for this game on the podcast yet, but my love for The Last of Us. It's one of the first soundtracks which I went out and bought, like the actual soundtrack. That's when I didn't use Spotify at the time. I went out and bought the CD for it, and then I believe I even owned the vinyl for it too. Even though I don't have a record player, but I wanted just to like have it. But that
artwork
sound
was so nice.
Yeah, the soundtrack is just so beautiful. It's all like guitar. It kind of has an echoey feel to kind of like show you, and like you can almost like feel how empty the world is. It's such a beautiful, beautiful like soundtrack. I really, really like The Last of Us. I'm definitely there for the Halo, but yeah, that's a recent, 2013, but a more recent game that I've kind of just fallen in love with listening to.
I have a recent one too, actually. Tetris. Yeah.
That actually is like a catchy soundtrack.
It's
By Deca 5.
yeah, sure, exactly. The rap version. No. Obviously not recent, but Tetris absolutely stands out to me in this discussion because Tetris is a good song. That's a good song, even though it's the same 3 minutes on repeat. If you can play for 15 minutes, you're gonna get sick of it, but in a good way.
100%.
Alex, can you
have
think
one?
of anything?
I mean, mine. I mean, you've already said it's Halo. Halo's the one I always come back to. That's just that, and like for me, like I kind of talked about before. I think I was in the first episode where we just talked about like how important of a game Halo was to me.
Yeah.
So like that just makes that song a bit more important in my mind. But to echo you, David, Georgie just streamed The Last of Us a day or two ago, and the soundtrack's so good. Like in the chat, we were talking, we're like, wow, the music's incredible. Like not only is the game incredible, but the soundtrack is just almost flawless. So
Yeah, it's so it's interesting the way they did the sound of that game too, where it's one of the first games I think I've played personally where they kind of loop the soundtrack in with the game, so it's not like there is just music being played like a lot of games. It's like you'll literally just be exploring an abandoned grocery store, and then like just the strums of a guitar will like just hit. And then it slowly it picks up into music, and then it fades away nicely. It's like it's not like, hey, here's the song. It's like this song is gonna play through the entire game. It's actually like similar to like a Pixar movie where like you'll hear the remnants of their main Pixar song throughout the movie, but just like intelligently there, not like full on like this is the soundtrack scene. But yeah, it's really, really nice. I want to listen to it again. I probably will actually before bed now that I've been talking about it. That's a good one.
I think
So good.
I think music is so important, not just to video games, but to everything.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, without music, everything would be so boring and so drab and disgusting. So, kudos to people who do that in the industry. I want to like something for me, music wise, along with Halo, obviously, but it's a weird phenomenon for me because I can't actually I wouldn't be able to. Well, besides one game, but I wouldn't be able to pick it out and be like, that's from that game. But every time I hear the music, I love it, and that's with the Final Fantasy series. All the Final Fantasy games have like the most epic music, amazing, ever. And then while I'm playing, I'm like, this is so good.
Yeah.
But there's no way, except for a very few pieces of music, there's no way you could play them for me now and be like, that's from Final Fantasy 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
But while I'm playing, I'm so into it. Like it's orchestra, it's a choir, it's so epic.
The Final Fantasy ones remind me a lot. Well, it's probably because they're both from Japan, but a lot of like the big anime ones. Like, there's a lot of anime intros that are just like really iconic for people that listen to anime. But even people that don't watch watch anime. People that don't watch anime, I'm sure there are like I could play songs for you that are from it, and you've just kind of like heard it. It's just bounced around because they're just like so iconic, and they sound a lot like the Final Fantasy ones. I watched a video of this guy playing. He was in the middle of like London, England, and not Ontario for our Ontario friends, and he was playing on an outdoor piano, and he was like, find the weeb. and he would just start playing like Attack on Titan or like Tokyo Ghoul's like intro, and then like a lot of people would just walk by because to them it's like just beautiful piano music. But then like every once in a while you'd see someone stop, look over, and be like, "Wait, are you playing Tokyo Ghoul's theme song right now?" Like, then rock out a little bit. It's kind of cool how like it's almost like game soundtracks or like anime soundtracks are almost like. They're almost special just to gamers. Like they haven't reached outside of it. So like when you hear it, it's like you have that connection. You're like, I know where that's from, and that's something special you have with somebody. You're like, I like that. Like,
yeah, I think to top off the discussion, there's a game that I've played recently, and I didn't really play like an insane amount of it just because the interest pool for other games had pulled me in other directions. But at a time where I was extremely anxious about specific things that were happening in my life, I found Stardew Valley. And that beautiful. Game's soundtrack can pull you from the depths of emotion. I'm telling you. Like, you could sit there and not even play the game. You could just, like, sit there and listen to the music that they put on there, and it just relieves anxiety in you. That's how, like, chill it is. I would highly recommend listening to it. Or even, I mean, if you're down to just kind of walk around and go through like a bit of a unique simulator type game, definitely check out Stardew.
That game's 100% on my like top 10 of all time. I love that game so much.
The soundtrack is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come in from left field. I couldn't get into it. I tried it on stream, granted, but like,
yeah, that's fair.
I just figure, there's the Minecraft that I like, or like on the opposite side, there's like a Harvest Moon or a Animal Crossing. Like I don't want that middle ground. I don't know. Stardew just felt like two different kinds of the same game trying to become something better, and that probably worked for a lot of its fans, but it wasn't for me.
Stardew does.
Playing it too. Like I stopped playing it, but that being said, like the soundtrack definitely made an impact.
Yeah,
it was one of the ones that was more notable.
Cool.
I feel like if we mention Stardew, it almost like makes us have to mention the beautiful soundtrack of Minecraft too.
It's so good. Just Minecraft sound design in general, not even music, all of it.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, whenever I see somebody eating, I actually think of the Minecraft like sound. Man, it makes breakfast in my house super annoying.
I can imagine playing it over 4 times in your head at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, just fucking swallow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Dallas. Nailed it. We need a soundboard. Okay.
Boy.
I think it's this would be a Alex's turn.
Oh, was Dallas done?
Well,
that was it. Yeah,
100% music.
The soundtracks. Yeah.
Did you not want to talk about arenas at all?
No, I'll let you.
Well, I'm going to talk about Valkyrie. You sure you don't want to talk about the arenas?
Well, I'm sure it'll come around.
Okay. Just like my cock. All right.
He did it. There it is. Okay. He did it. I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. When that happened, I was like, I'm gonna make that joke, and I completely forgot. So I'm glad you did.
Can we get a cock counter?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ding.
Yeah.
Ding. Yeah, we just need a bell.
It needs to be the Pornhub ding.
Definitely
The end of that jingle.
It also definitely has to make a boy.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that, Dallas?
A boy.
Oh, good.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
So I mean, what I'm bringing to the table is not very surprising, and it's that like right at like the day after our podcast, they released the new Legend finally, which is great. They released Valkyrie. Let me grab
for what game?
Pariah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, what game are you talking about?
It's this game that I just started playing. It's called Apex Legends. It's pretty good.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crazy. Never heard of her.
Not me either.
Never heard of her.
I think it's great that last podcast. Okay. Last podcast, he just went on a full let's talk about Pariah. Day after, releasing Valkyrie instead.
Hilarious timing. But so people are speculating Valkyrie's abilities, and I was going to read them off real quick so we could talk about them, because people already think she's going to be really overpowered. So her passive ability is supposed to be like her VTOL jetpack. And so apparently, Dallas, when you hold jump, you can make her hover above the ground.
Oh, interesting. Do you move faster, I wonder?
Tactical ability is the cluster missile. So when in that trailer, when you see her shoot the missiles, apparently that's her tactical ability. I thought that might be her ultimate, but I guess it's going to be her
like
tactical.
Like her Q, or like your gas, basically?
Yeah,
okay.
my gas. And then her ultimate might be like a redeploy, basically. She launches like straight up, and then you have the option to redeploy.
Yeah.
What?
So I thought that was kind of interesting because I don't really know how that would work. Like,
Do you pull your team with you?
I don't know. My thing is, I wonder if she shoots up into the air and then you have the option to redeploy, or if like maybe you can drop back down. Because these are all, these are speculative. Apparently, like they have the words, but people are putting kind of like the paragraph together on what it could mean.
Right.
And so
it's data mined. So like they looked through the code and they found like just descriptions that were left by the engineers, but the engineers are not going to do it like eloquently. Got there.
Like that.
Exactly.
yeah, so it says the first time pressing Valk's ult will prepare her for launch, after which her allies can join her, and the second time will start the launch.
She'll mostly likely be stationary and vulnerable to kind of balance that. So it's not like she just like pops it and goes right up in the air. She'll probably have to like hold it, be very vulnerable for a second, so you could finish her.
Right.
So you can't be just used like, oh, I got you down to like 1 health, I'm just gonna pop away and then I'll come back, or like you have me down to 1 health, I'll just pop away. It's like, no, if you're losing that fight, if you use the ultimate, you're most likely gonna die in the
Unless
process.
you get behind cover or something.
Exactly, yeah, best using it. And then I think the tactical, I would imagine that's probably going to be just like an area effect, like it'll be cluster bomb, almost similar to like Fuse, where it's like it's not a huge amount of damage, but it is if it hits right on. But like it's more about denying an area or a push. I can't imagine they're going to be like brutal missiles for a tactical ability.
Right.
Yeah, and so what I kind of wanted to roll into with this is the direction Apex is going, because what's really interesting to me is that it seems like with recent legends like Horizon and now Valkyrie, it seems like they're moving into more three-dimensional characters rather than 2D, which is kind of what they started with. You know what I mean? Like you have Octane and Pathfinder, but even though they have like a three-dimensional aspect, like the jump pad and the zip line weren't that drastic. So I think it's really interesting that they're going into like full-on like vertical characters. Like Horizon has her lift. It's incredibly hard to hit her. Like by the time she goes up the lift, she can get like a shield battery off and heal. And now it sounds like the thing is they already did though. So it's like, how are you going to nerf it again? And so that's, so I'm kind of worried about that. And then with Valkyrie, it already sounds like she's going to be pretty overpowered. Like these VTOL jet passive thing, like it sounds like she's probably going to be able to like strafe really quickly, We're probably hitting her shots because that's kind of the way Apex does it. Like it's even with Horizon at the top of her lift, she can strafe at the top of her lift, but she has perfect accuracy, which is nuts. And so it's making me wonder if they're going to start making the more two-dimensional characters way less viable. Because like I play Caustic, for example, there's no jetpack or lift or anything like that.
Right.
But then on top of that, they've already nerfed him because the gas was too strong. But it's like when you play a legend like Horizon or Valkyrie, I mean you can just jump out of it. So it's just like at what point are they going to make these legends that don't have a three-dimensional aspect just totally meaningless?
Well, I think this is pretty popular in games that have ongoing champion pools, is to rework or remaster existing characters. League of Legends is famous for doing this. When a character is now in the champion pool for League of Legends they're useless, or their percentage played is very low, they're like, what can we do to just rework the kit while also not taking away from what it means to be that character? And utilize a different mechanic that is now more prevalent in the game that we've thought of. Because like at the time of designing them, I'm sure they weren't thinking like, hey, the direction of our game is to like put fucking jetpacks and gravity lifts and launch pads in it, right? But now like it's all movement based. That's the skill gap in Apex, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely it is.
How can they have legends that are sitting in there that just like run at normal speed and have no sort of movement boost or escape,
No, definitely. Well, and they've done a good job of reworking characters. Like Octane was really useless, and now like they reworked it to where like the slide versus the run, like you hit the bounce pad differently. Right. You can go a lot higher, a lot further, and so like that was a great way to rework him. But in this case, I'm worried that it's going to really cause problems because you have to rework like many characters. You're gonna have to rework, Mirage, Caustic. I mean, and people like Bloodhound and Bangalore are still pretty viable because like the smokes for cover, and digi threats, and you can scan as Bloodhound and you can move faster. Because like Bloodhound still has that movement aspect where when you're in his ultimate, you can strafe faster and really move around people. So like I think they'll be okay, but I think there's gonna be a few characters that they're really gonna have to like go in and rework, or else they're gonna become really useless.
I think when you're balancing a game though, like whether it's Apex, League of Legends, Overwatch, all those things, Rainbow Six, like it's almost like selling a product. Everyone has their value prop. So like Valkyrie's value prop is she is very good at movement. And yes, maybe movement is very valued at the upper end of play, but she transcends all levels of play. Where if I would imagine the way they balance her is her tactical ability is probably not going to be that viable. So in a lot of fights where like, because Apex has like is a multi-level game where like yes there is height to the map, but there's also like places where height is useless. So it's like it really depends on the fight. Or like a good example is like Horizon is very powerful in the fact that she can get up high, but fighting Horizon inside a building versus a caustic, who's laughing now? Like you know what I mean? Like that, and that's the way when you have to balance a game is it's yes, you can think of somebody in their best possible situation, but you also have to know that they're not always going to be in their best possible situation. So how can you make sure that when they're in their worst, they are worse than somebody's best possible, if that makes sense?
Right, yeah.
No, it's a great point.
So like I'm not worried at first about somebody like Valkyrie. We'll see like if she has a lot of tools that help her in all types of situations, then I think that gets a little bit worrisome. That's one of my problems with Octane is Octane always has speed, so he's almost always viable. And that's really bothersome to play against because he's always faster than everybody. He always has the ability to jump. So no matter whether he's in close or out in the wild, like he almost like that's kind of more broken to me than somebody that can get height. But again, like at the top levels, like there is always going to be a broken meta. And that's unescapable from games that are really taken care of like Valorant to games that don't have as a thriving scene of competitive like Apex. Like there are going to be like a top meta of play or of champions. And at the top level, unfortunately, and I know this really affects you mostly, Alex, is like you got to suck it up. Like unfortunately, it's just it's all about your free to play and the people that are at my level and Darik's level that are just like enjoying it and are dedicating time to it. And is it approachable for new players that are also trying to get in? And is it still viable for the top end? But like you can't really balance that way. You either do it one or the other. You can't make two groups happy. It's almost impossible. Like my favorite game is Rainbow Six Siege, and this is a battle that's been going on for like the game's 6 years old, and it's a battle that's been going on for years. Of do you balance the game for competitive play or do you balance the game for casual play? The answer for Siege for the longest time was casual play, but in the last two maybe 3 years, their competitive scene is completely blown up. Like it's become a very big like esport. So now the game is actually shifted, so it's being balanced for a competitive play. So it's kind of exciting to see that. But then you have a game like Valorant that just came out last year that's like utterly 100% always balanced for competitive play. But that was their like goal is like this is a competitive game.
It was a CS:GO fighter
rival.
Basically they wanted to create it.
We want to make a better CS:GO.
Go ahead. What I want to see in Apex, and maybe you can already prove to me that this exists, and I think it does to some extent, but I want to see more of it, but more of like a rock, paper, scissors kind of fighting, like interaction with characters. Like I want to be able to see someone's tactical deny someone else's tactical. Like it's specifically designed to deny someone else's tactical. I know we have Caustic who lays down his gas bombs or whatever. You can shoot the bottom of it and it closes. Denied. But like it would be cool to see like if my tactical was specifically designed, like the description of it was like deny Horizon's jet thing or whatever, you know? Like it would be really cool to see that. Like with Valkyrie, I don't know, I could just like zipline Valkyrie out of the sky if she's like takes off, you know? Like that would be cool.
Get over here.
Yeah. It's something like the spell break, which we talked about, kind of has that aspect to it.
Yeah,
right.
It does. Yeah.
Like if someone chooses fire as their element and you have ice, you can stop their fire path with your ice. You know, stuff. It's cool.
Yep. Apex is not designed like that. Like from their initial offering, it's not. It's about like they've chosen a path. They've chosen a start point and they are trying to create as many paths away from the start point as possible. How many different gameplay experiences can we give the players? And sometimes those paths will intersect. Perfect. And that's kind of like their balancing side. If you're picturing this for me, this is the path. You try to get as many as you want. But other games, Darik, do that, like the rock, paper, scissors effect. It's just, unfortunately, just not the way Apex... Not unfortunately. It's just not their philosophy.
What I'm saying, mainly what Alex was saying, Alex and Dallas were saying, like going back and reworking some characters to adapt to the evolving game, that would be a cool thing to rework into the system.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
No, I agree.
Like if Caustic got a movement boost when he was inside of his gas, like...
Yeah,
there you go.
To enhance yourself. Yeah,
you know, like there you go. You've added a little bit more of viability to this kit. You know, and I think also as the characters progress too, and this is what they're doing. I'm assuming with the new release in season 9, which is getting a map that's thought of in terms of like, okay, we have these 3 new legends. And here are some abilities. Like, what can we do to have a map that balances, like you said, put them in situations where they're inside and the lift doesn't matter, or Valkyrie can't shoot up to the sky. You know, like having half of the map be indoor versus outdoor, and to balance it that way.
I think I shit on it enough when I'm playing, but I think Olympus accomplishes that goal.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't really like the map Olympus, but it is almost perfectly balanced in the sense that there are outdoor areas, there are long-reaching areas, there are indoor areas, and it doesn't seem like there's more than one. And I think that's kind of the thought process that went into that. I think you saw when they did World's Edge, it was the opposite. It's like, okay, how many indoor fights can we have? And then when they made Kings Canyon was the perfect map for the initial offerings of Apex. But as it's grown to new characters, Kings Canyon has some problems. Even though it's still my favorite, I still like playing it. But
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not an Apex podcast, episode 1.
Not an
No.
Apex.
No, I don't think I talked. I think I blacked out for 20 minutes.
As for you.
I don't have anything to say.
Oh man,
Brody just has a next stream or next podcast. He just has like a full bottle of vodka that he pours out as soon as Alex starts talking about Apex.
It's gonna be a great segment. Right when I start talking, just pours the glass of vodka.
Yeah.
Not like a mixer. You just a full glass.
I want him to do it very obnoxiously too. Like pull it out right in front of the camera.
Yeah. Oh, spilled some. Can you pause for a second, guys?
Yeah. But I don't want to leave Apex just for a second because I've wanted to say this ever since we first started talking about it in episode 1. Was I do feel as if they are trying to create a pilot experience in Apex. Like every time that we're seeing like somebody or like it seems as if when we look at rumored people or rumored like legends, it's like they're trying to find the playing as a pilot in Titanfall experience and bringing it to Apex. Like and it's how do you balance that, because pilots in the Apex lore are way stronger than any legend we have. So they're trying to figure out how do they fit that in, and I think Valkyrie might have been their answer to that. Like that, just giving her that extra mobility, and like the idea of like she almost has like a Titan ability in the sense that like she can like cluster bomb and then like redeploy. Man.
I'm just waiting until we can run on walls again.
I just don't think we can.
I just want it so.
What about the smart pistol? Bring that back. I'll play Apex if they put the smart pistol. Fucking love the smart pistol, man. I popped off with that. Pistol. It's so good, dude. It's so good, dude.
It's a great gun. I liked it. Oh man, gun. Can we just have a session where we all play Titanfall 2 together? Is it 5-man squads?
The smart pistol's not in the second one.
It's isn't it like a legendary something? Unlocked thing? Yeah.
I didn't play the second one. I was told when it launched that they got rid of the smart pistol, and that's literally why I didn't play it.
I'm pretty sure it's like an ability, like that you have to earn it. Because it's so OP.
Okay.
Wait, so are you saying that you like advanced technology like a smart pistol? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay.
It's plugged in though.
Advanced.
Yeah. It's plugged in. He feels very comfortable.
It's wired. It's wired into your body. So.
You're missing the Brodyism of it all. It's because an old technology wasn't in the new game. That's why he didn't play it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Darik. Cleared it right up.
God.
Just damn hippies leaving me behind.
Darik bails him out time and time again, and we'll have him on his podcast.
Always.
Speaking of Darik, you want to talk about? Wait, Alex, were you done? I felt like you were done.
I have one more thing that's just it's kind of random. I did talk about UFC last weekend. I don't even want to talk about how good the fights were. Did anyone see Chris Weidman break his leg 17 seconds into the fight?
No.
No.
I'm so disturbed, dude.
Weren't you?
Oh my god.
I was like following along like on Twitter. I wasn't watching the fight, but someone was like, "Oh my god, Weidman broke his leg." And then my friend sends me a video, and he's like, "Watch it." And I'm like, "No, I don't want it." Because I was like, "I don't want to do it." He's like, "Watch it, pussy." I was like, "Okay." And I watched it, and he goes for like a shin kick on the guy and breaks his own shin. And then when you go for a shin kick and you
if
swing
you're
into
squeamish,
it,
mute.
well, no, then you step back, and then his leg folded over like a noodle. Because when you step back and there's nothing there, it folds over like a noodle.
On the mat, just backwards.
17 seconds into the fight.
Dude, what blew my mind the most
Brody,
is that the guy doing the kick broke his own leg.
Yes,
like
that's what I'm saying.
That's fucked,
dude. If you're the guy receiving the kick, you must feel like fucking
Superman.
Stop. Yeah, you're literally like, hey, he just broke his leg on my leg. My leg's better.
Holy hell!
Goes in for a second kick. You're hit by like a wet noodle. Like ugh.
Ugh. Imagine that was the follow up, just like another kick. You just had it in the chamber. It'd be a slap. That's what it would be.
Brody, I was gonna pose the question for those who haven't seen it. Would you like me to like send it to you?
Oh, I'm watching it.
Okay, since we're live, Dallas doesn't want
to
to
repeat.
I'm not. I saw Anderson Silva's leg snap, and that was enough leg snapping for me in one lifetime.
Dude, it's way too much.
I can't watch it on the podcast because I'm recording my screen.
That's fair.
But I'm just gonna imagine.
Now it's doing slow motion.
Awfulness.
Oh no! I think the coolest thing to come out of that though was Joe Rogan's reaction.
100%
that to me.
What did he say?
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you didn't see the right one then.
I might have not seen the right one. That did not look bad. It looked like he stubbed his toe.
Oh no, you didn't see the right one.
Oh god, no, you did not see the right one.
You didn't see the follow up where he tries to place his foot back down on the ground and it just kind of boo.
No, I want to though.
Hold on, I got you. I really want Brody to watch it live just so he can see his face. Like,
please put it in. Please.
Give me one sec. Give me a sec.
Jesus.
Because admittedly, the first video I watched, it was just him kicking the leg. You saw like the vibration through his muscle, and then
you know what I don't like is now I have to like watch it again to make sure the clip contains it. And I don't want to see it again. Oh, that's the one.
That's the one.
Alex is gonna close his eyes tonight and just like see it on repeat, just like over and over.
I'm dropping it in general.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it live, Alex? Or
I didn't. Okay. I watched a
Because-
clip of it and I was like, "What happened?" And then I watched it again in slow mo, and I was like,
I want to know,
it in
and
slow-mo.
this is kind of fucked up, but I just want to know if there was like a sound associated to that, like
Oh.
an
I'll crank it
audible
right now.
sound.
Like
This was not even the one I
Yeah.
just watched. These are two different men.
I knew it
Okay.
was because you said he stubbed his toe. And this
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
Also,
Alright,
I sent you the slow mo, which is
Oh, perfect. 17 seconds. Let's go.
I just watched
Clap
it
your
again.
hands, bro.
I want to see Brody watch this.
I know, I'm full screening Brody just to.
Brody, please describe what's happening because this is an audio podcast.
Oh, it was like a rubber man. Wait, that was just 17. It just did it once, though. It didn't go slow-mo.
No, I sent you another one that's the slow mo. Sorry.
Oh,
I sent you
my
a
God,
second
you're going to
slow-mo.
see that better. Come on. That wasn't...
Oh, you'll
it's-
see it, pal.
The
You'll
shock. The shock. in his face.
That's how I know I don't want to watch it right there.
Oh, slow-mo.
Well, it's in the general
Oh!
category. But look
Oh,
at
raps.
he goes.
Oh, no!
Okay, I'm gonna watch
Holy
it.
shit!
I'm gonna watch it on my phone.
Watch the second one he just sent. It's way better.
Okay.
That's my segment.
Oh!
Oh man.
The second one. Oh god.
It's when he puts his foot back down on the ground.
That's
You
the
know what,
worst
though?
part.
You know what the best part is? His face doesn't change.
No, he's just still in it. I think he's just so pumped with adrenaline that he's just
Yeah.
like.
It's
Oh my
literally like
god.
It's rubber.
Oh.
I'm not watching it.
Dallas, you have to. Come on, you
Dude,
have
can't,
to.
dude. I can't. I've
watch
seen the
it.
Civil one. I know
Dude, you can watch.
exactly what
You
it
can
is.
watch New Girl after this. Just fucking.
Dude, I know exactly what happens. He goes to shin kick the guy does a shin block.
But, like, it
his
like,
leg
wraps around his leg like
proceeds
this.
to hug the other
Yeah,
guy's
he-
leg and
he
say,
gives him
"Hey,
a
how's
hug."
it going? I
Yeah.
love ya. And then it wraps back around and probably flings past the point where it's supposed to. And then as he steps back down, it folds in half like a rubber band. And that's when he realizes he's fucked. And Joe Rogan's in the background going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you popped.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You Pat?
Imagine having your big toe touch the top of your fucking shin. Like that's what fucking happened. It was awful.
The funny part about Joe Rogan's reaction is he says it exactly when the guy notices. So the guy, I don't know who he is, but he opens his mouth just as Joe Rogan goes, "Oh!" So it kind of looks like he's doing it in slow motion. It's really funny.
Oh my god!
Joe Rogan broke his leg. No, I mean literally 17 seconds into the fight though that happens. Like imagine just like you're walking up to that, you just go for like one kick and you're like, "Oh, my leg's done."
It's totally worth the pay-per-view though.
Over. No.
Wow. Kick that wrong. Like what the fuck?
I don't even know. How hard are you kicking? I mean, I'm trying to hurt the guy, but
that guy must be a Terminator.
I mean, he's been champion before, so I mean, he's a great fighter, but it's just like leg snapped.
Yep.
Watch
bye for at least a bit.
Didn't lose until I fought myself. Nobody breaks my own leg.
Oh my god.
If anyone's gonna break my shin, it's gonna be me.
Oh, that was fun. I'm glad I saw that.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's.
I hope he names that kick Shin Blaster.
Let's see if he does it again as a signature move in a year.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Man,
He heals up to do it again.
It was like straight out of a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality. Like
Oh my
watching
God.
that. Oh
It
god.
was not pretty. And it was because like bodies can do that, and that's pretty cool.
I guarantee in a week's time the internet's gonna have like some zoom in X-ray version of that kick. And
Yeah.
you're gonna see the bone snap.
And I will be watching that. At least the bone didn't pop out. Of the
That's what I was
skin.
saying. It is pretty amazing that the bone stayed in.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Okay.
another thing.
It doesn't even look like it broke. It looked like it just turned to dust.
It's like Harry Potter's arm in that one.
Yes.
Oh my god, it is just like that. I've always found that scene so disturbing.
Yeah, because he bends it all the way back.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
Is that when they fuck up the polyjuice potion or something, and he turns into basically like a rubber band for 2 hours?
No, it's oh god.
It's
He's
during
on
Quidditch.
It's during Quidditch. He's on
Yeah.
it. Somebody casts a spell on him, and then he has to
right.
use Skelegro or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to fix his arm, and he turns it into a rubber.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yep.
Oh god. Yeah, I don't want to see anyone breaking their leg. Thanks for the offer, but you know.
But just peek at it real quick though.
Yeah.
Femur, I hardly know her.
I imagine
Screenshots and
that.
send them to you.
I imagine that the visual like his visual representation in his head is probably worse than the video. Like
Yeah,
what you're
I think it
imagining
is.
is probably worse. Like let's just appreciate the hell that he's living in right now.
I've
Just
seen it.
Cue it up
Just cue
for
it up.
halfway through your New Girl episode, and it just pops up with you and Meg's watching.
I'm gonna show it to Megs
Yeah.
and put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
What
Good.
what blew up
Good content.
what blew up faster, his leg or their relationship? Like
Oh god.
I'm gonna post my first TikTok of that just so you see it.
I fucking hate you so much.
Do it.
It's gonna be Brody's gonna be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And it's just gonna look like a bent leg, like just like out of nowhere.
Exactly that.
And
Not
also,
great.
I'm gonna report it for copyright, and you're gonna get removed from TikTok.
Okay, that's not that big of a deal. I wasn't that
How
attached.
much he does not want to see that video.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
All right.
tattletale.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck
How
it.
do I follow that shit?
Oh, you don't? Okay, let's just end the podcast. Thanks for listening, everybody. No.
You should have committed and just walked
For
out.
the
Oh,
viewers, he
man.
took his headphones off and proceeded to walk away.
I'll just return to darkness. Like,
Okay. Oh my god.
That's so cool.
That is the craziest shit I've ever seen.
That's so cool. So
Why
I
don't
get
you have a light on?
Darren, let Darren talk.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
He doesn't have a light on. Okay.
it's
sorry,
just my
Dad, go,
friends
please.
are the light of my
Yeah,
life. That's it.
Oh my
That,
God.
okay, so my first bit, I have two things. My first bit of information was going to build off Apex, but it's not about Apex. It's about Respawn. Respawn has recently sent out a hiring request, I guess, for a dev team to come on and work on a new IP. So it's going to be a brand new game from Respawn. I'm super excited about that.
can I temper your excitement immediately?
No.
Okay.
No.
Darik,
No,
I'm so excited for you, man. That's absolutely fucking hype.
Now that it's not immediate, can I temper your excitement?
Can you shatter Darik's hopes like the leg
David,
that we just
if
watched?
you ever start streaming, your name's Wet Blanket.
not snide remarks like.
No, Wet Blanket.
Okay.
What is it, man?
Okay, so Respawn has made 3 new IPs in their history. Okay, 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, they have made Titanfall,
Yeah.
Apex. They have made Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yes.
They have also made a game called Modern Warfare. Not Modern Warfare. Sorry, Medal of Honor. There we go. And it was a VR title. So when they say they're doing a new IP, just know that it could be one of the 3 previously mentioned, or it could just be another VR title. So just take it with
That
that.
was Apex VR, dude.
Yeah.
But the success of Medal of Honor VR, you don't think they would just say, "Hey, let's do that again"?
Was it successful or is
It was.
I don't know.
No, it was.
Okay.
It did really. It did well. It did well in the VR scape. Like they didn't make it to make money. Like it was more to prove what could be done with VR.
Right.
Like it is very successful for pushing to VR technology. But like if you are a Respawn fan of their other stuff, you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to play Medal of Honor.
Right.
Are you saying though that it could be another Star Wars game?
It
'Cause
definitely
when I see-
could be.
When I
Yeah.
see original, when I see original IP, I think like a whole new game, like they built from scratch.
No, it's so it's yes and no. Like when you see original IP, like it just means that it's not a sequel to a game that already exists. So it could still be a Star Wars game, but it could be like Star Wars Badlands or something like that. Or
I
like,
don't think they'll do Star Wars because Ubisoft recently discussed that or announced that they're partnering with Lucasfilms to make Star Wars games.
it's
Star
not-
Wars have 5 things going on.
Yeah, so
Wars.
it actually used to be up until this year. It used to be exclusive to EA. EA was the only company that could make Star Wars games. That's why Respawn made Star Wars, whatever the game's called. I always forget. It's great, but I liked it, but I can't remember the name. Last Jedi? No, that's the movie. No, whatever.
Force Awakens.
Nope.
What's that one?
Force Unleashed? No, that's the one too, but that's not what they made. They made a Star Wars game. What's it
Was it
fucking
the most
called?
recent one?
Yeah, what's the Star Wars game called?
The Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. There we go. Thank you. So yeah, that's why EA and Respawn made that game, and it's great, whatever. But as of 2020, Disney said now anybody can make a Star Wars game. All you have to do is go through like an application process. So you have to like,
Do it?
yeah. 2 of us work in game development.
I can voice act.
There we go. We got a game.
I know how to 3D model, dude. Let's do it. You know.
Boom.
We're pretty much there.
Play test. Because I have nothing to offer.
Yeah, we don't need it. Okay.
You can do the soundtrack.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all acoustic, you know?
Everybody quits this episode.
Yeah.
Just tell me about how badly you want like a Star Wars VR though. You know, just
that'd
tell
be
me.
just like holding the lightsaber.
Yeah.
That'd be
man.
cool. But yeah, so it could be really anything. Like, it's not a Titanfall game, and it's not an Apex game. It could be a Star Wars game, but yet, or it could be just another like VR title. I think either way. I was more kidding. I think it's completely awesome to get excited because Respawn is amazing.
Respawn's great. Yeah, that's why I'm excited. No matter what comes out of it, it's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm stoked about that. The second bit of information is a personal story I have to share with you guys. Has nothing to do with like news or industry or entertainment or whatever, but I got scammed for a large sum of money today.
Oh no.
For Pokemon cards?
For Pokemon cards.
Oh
This
no.
is your own fault. What happened?
Dude, okay. It's
I've never been more excited for his story on this podcast.
Wait to hear this elaborate
Derek thing to happen.
No. Okay, I've never been scammed before, and
That you know of.
I do my due diligence, and I take every precaution. And trust me, this guy was professional at whatever he did to me. So he's got a Facebook commerce profile. Like he's got a 4 out of 5 star review. And I even asked him, I was like, why 4? Why not 5? And he's like, oh, some people don't like that I only require shipping. You can't come pick it up because of COVID. I only want to ship. I'm like, that's cool, whatever. he shows me all like pictures of his product. I pick out the ones that I want, and he's offering accepting payment through PayPal, which is a safe way to pay. And this is awesome. So he gets my money, and then he sends me a picture of the shipping label. And this is the only fuck up that I do. I look at the shipping label, and it only says my postal code. I don't open, or I just assume that the rest of my address is somewhere else. Like I gave him my address. I don't open the picture to see if it'll like expand. I just see my postal code. I'm like, cool, it's right. Ship it off. So weeks pass, and the tracking number's on it too. So I'm tracking it, and I get a notification 3 days ago that it arrived at its destination, and I'm home at this point. So I get a notification it's arrived. I check my front door. It's not there. I text him. I'm like, dude, where is my item? It's nowhere. He's like, oh man, okay, let me look into this for you. So what he does is he orders his product from a distributor, and distributor, this is a lie, obviously, but his distributor sends it out from their distribution center. Checks with the distributor, and he's like, oh man, it got sent to the wrong address. I'm like, fuck, okay, well, it's got the right postal code, so it's got to be either like down the street or in the same building. I don't know. So I call the post office, and I'm like, can you just tell me where it was sent? And they can't. They're not allowed to. But what he did tell me is that the name is not my name, and the address specifically is not my address, not even close, which wasn't true. It was the unit upstairs, I found out. So I go to the unit upstairs. They're like, yeah, we got something. It wasn't our name. It wasn't your name, but it was weird. And I told them that like there was a mess up that happened. So let me see. And it's just like this little tiny envelope. And I ordered like a box full of stuff. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's this little tiny envelope addressed to Zach something. Yeah. And I text him. I'm like, dude, I got this envelope for Zach, whoever. Where's my stuff? He's like, oh, fuck. The distribution center must have like swapped your addresses by accident. So like your stuff's probably in Winnipeg, dude. I'm sorry. And I'm like, fuck, who made that mistake? He's like, don't worry. I'm reaming the assistant out now for messing up the labels. Like, I'm so sorry this happened. I will personally come to your house on Sunday with your stuff, with an extra like little freebie for your trouble, and just meet me outside your house Sunday between 2 and 3 p.m. We'll social distance. Like, he was so detailed and genuine about his apology. I was like, this is great. And he's like, please don't open the package that you got, because that still belongs to someone. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to bring it to this other person
in Winnipeg.
Well, then send it off to the other person.
Okay.
Properly.
This guy's a professional, Brody.
Yeah, sorry.
But like up until now, I'm believing this guy. He sounds so genuine. He's answering my texts. If he was trying to scam me, why are you still responding to me after you get my money?
That's fair.
Why? Why even bother? You have my money. Walk away. So he's still talking to me and assuring me and saying sorry and like, I'm gonna bring you your stuff. And then today is the Sunday he's supposed to show up between 2 and 3 p.m. I'm texting him at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Where are you are you on your way? I try to message him through Facebook Messenger where I initially saw him. I have his phone number and his Facebook at this point. And then on Facebook Messenger, it says this person is no longer available in Messenger. His Facebook profile is gone. His 4-star reviews gone. His product gone. I try to text him on the phone, and the messages aren't going through. I try to call the number, no longer in service. Gone. Bye.
Wow. So he had a burner phone and a fake Facebook profile
with reviews.
Yeah. Well, all of that's achievable because there are literally review farmers that like you pay and they will like send people to review your profile and make it look legit. It's a huge problem on Amazon. Do not believe any Amazon reviews. Like it is.
Yeah. I only believe the ones that sound like a dude talking to you at a party. You know, they're like, you're like, oh, dude, this shit was whack. I fell asleep and it won't. Like, I don't know.
Nothing professional. I absolutely love this product.
You'll notice, like, if you pick out any random product on, like, not like a main company, like an Adidas or something like that, but like, if you look at like just a random product if you go look through the reviews, you will see the same keywords over and over again. Like, I found this useful. This was a great feature. It enhanced my life. Like, you'll see it like you over and over and over again, and like the same keywords, but like they figured out that you can't write the same sentences, so they just pick those same words and like mix it in. And then the burner phone, you don't even need a burner phone anymore. There's programs where you can just make up a phone number and the calls come to your computer and you can text through it as well. That's how like scam calls work. And you can choose, like, you want a Toronto number, or you can just make a Toronto number and it will find a free Toronto number, and it will like what they'll do is when they're trying to target somebody, they'll find a number that's associated to their relative, so they'll do it really close to that number because they can't obviously have the same number. So like you look at it, you automatically kind of like trust it a bit, and then they're like, oh, then like they seem more trustworthy. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Jokes on them. I don't know phone numbers.
All of that I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
And I always take that into consideration when I'm buying from Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, whatever. The most telling thing for me in my past, because I do this all the time, I sell and buy off of these used sites. The most telling thing for me is if somebody can hold a conversation with you, if they're not giving you like one-word answers, or they're answering your questions in a prompt and timely manner. Like if they're being personable and having a conversation, it's more than likely they're trustworthy and that you're buying product from a trustworthy person. But this is that one exception, and it's ruined the experience for me. It's fucking crazy. Like he was so nice, man.
He marinated you. He just did the Among Us marination strategy. Round after round, he was doing tasks next to you. You were feeling nice and comfortable with them, and then he fucking opened up his stomach and stabbed you.
Honestly, like, it sucks. And you know what? I want to know, because like on the package that I did receive, that little envelope, there is a return address for like, wrestling figures warehouse in Hamilton or something like that. So I'm gonna just show. Again, it's his distributor, so I don't want to show up and be like, hey, some guy's using your address, or I could show up and they all pull out Glocks and fill me full of holes. I don't know.
That's more likely.
Let's do it. I'm on the way. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm in.
I'll
fucking
open the envelope and it just says like "fuck you, Darik" inside. That'd be pretty funny.
Did you open the envelope or not?
So here's the thing. Brody is very close. I opened the envelope. There were 5 Pokemon cards inside. All of them the most garbage cards you could possibly think of.
Right.
So disrespectful.
Yeah.
So that's salt in the wound. That's
so.
me while I'm down.
I don't know if we talk about this on the podcast, but like you should probably report this to the police.
I'm going to. I'm going to. And because it was a large chunk of money, it's just I don't know how. I mean, I guess they have their ways, but like he's gone. Like even his email, like the emails are bouncing back. Like,
but Facebook would have the ability to like track IP.
Yeah, and if he matches like the MO of like if it's a serious enough crime for them, like they'll request access and information to like. If he's like doing like multiple scams, like fraud's like obviously a criminal offense, like you can go to jail for many years for it.
So is opening mail. That's not yours. So
yeah, but like I was as soon as you said you opened it, I was like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have.
Also, it was completely made up. It went to the wrong address with the right name. He designed that mail to be fake.
100%. It still ended up. Yeah.
I honestly feel like he did it just so he could say, oh, I did send him cards. Like just not
Yeah. It's I wonder what the regulations are for the police to look into this thing. Like, is there like a monetary minimum that they have to look into something? I
don't think they're gonna look into your case. Like I've watched a couple documentaries about this, and like I listened to a couple podcasts where like they try to track down like scams like this. And I don't think they'll look at your case specifically. But they'll add it to a collection of people that are reported spam. So, like, if you don't report this, you're not doing anyone any favors. But, like, if you do report it, you're probably not going to get your money back. You're going to have to accept that. But you know that you're contributing to the fact that he'll probably get caught. Or hopefully get caught.
First step, what I'm going to do, first and foremost, is I've already reached out to PayPal. It's off business hours, so they're going to get back to me tomorrow. Yeah. But we're going to see what PayPal can do about it.
I think if PayPal does 2 different types of payment. You can either send money to a friend or send money to whatever, like a
business.
buyer or something. Like, they have a different name to like say like
it's friends and family versus goods and services.
Yeah. So did you send it via goods and services? Yeah. I don't know, man.
Goods and services.
Yeah.
I know goods and services chart. Like, see, I always do goods and services if I can, but it was just I don't know. I just didn't. And
did he ask you not to do goods and services?
No.
Yeah.
God,
No, and he
a
didn't.
nice fucking dude.
He didn't specifically request friends of, and this is what it is. Like, I judged him based off his character, and he was super nice, and that's how I've always judged my transactions off of sites like that, or like Facebook Marketplace and stuff. But yeah, it just ended up backfiring, and it sucks. I think PayPal, I know with goods and services, I would be covered 100%. Like, they would just like immediately refund my money. But with friends and family, it's a little bit of a more like tribulation where I have to like prove my case, and they may not refund the full amount. It might be half or even less. I don't know.
Yeah. I have a similar story that I wasn't scammed, but like I had a sketchy interaction over Kijiji like this. So like 3 years ago in January, so like 3 years ago this past January, fucking great start to this story. You really got the time frame.
4 years ago.
Yeah. Sarah and I wanted to buy a dog, and we did. Like, I have a dog. His name is Kaiba. So we wanted to buy a dog, and before that we had like tried doing adoption. Like, we had like tried to go to like through like the pounds and stuff, like trying to like adopt the dog, and like we did it for almost 9 months, and we just never got accepted. So we're like, okay, fuck it. We're just going to like buy a puppy, which we didn't really want to do. We wanted to like give a dog a home that needed it, not like a new one. But we really wanted a dog, and I really liked Sarah, so she really wanted a dog, so we were going to get a dog. And we reach out and we see a bunch of dogs, and we really liked the idea of getting like, we're like, well, if we're going to get a puppy, we'll try to get like a puppy that's not like of the main like husky or shepherd or like lab. We'll get one that's mixed, because usually like they're just like not as appealing, or like they're not they need homes too. So we got a husky shepherd. So we found like a listing for husky shepherd. So like I reach out to the guy and say like, hey, like I wrote a bio at the time, like Sarah and David, we both like do this, blah blah blah, we're active, we love like really selling ourselves as parents. Like just talking about like what we want with the dog, and that we're like, my family trained dogs and had dogs for years. So like, I talked about my experience with dogs and blah, 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 really selling myself as the perfect dog dad.
Right.
And Sarah as the loving dog mom. And the guy's like, yeah, sure. And that was like literally the message back. Like, yeah, sure. But at this time I really wanted the dog. So I was like, okay, like, can you send us some pictures of like dogs that you have? And he's like, oh yeah, they're all up on the farm up north. And I was like, okay. He's like, well, when I go visit this weekend, I'll send you some pictures. I was like, okay, sure. I'll wait. So then, yeah, like, okay, like this guy's like being really short with me. So I was like, this is like sketchy right off the bat. And then he goes, and then on the weekend, I messaged him again on like the following week, because on the weekend he of course didn't message me. I was like, oh, like did you get any pictures of dogs that might be available? And he's like, yeah, here's some pictures. He's like, well, I didn't get any of the puppies, but here's a picture of their parents. So he sent me two. I don't know why he did that. So he sent me a picture of like just a male dog and a female dog. And they both were husky, because my dog, apparently, according to Mr. Reliable, is only like 1/8 German Shepherd, because his mom was like 1/4 or something like that German Shepherd.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense. Like when you look at him, like he looks very husky. Like he doesn't really look like a shepherd too much. But so he sends me those two fucking pictures. I was like, okay, like if you get any pictures of the dog, could you send them to me? He's like, yeah, I'll try to get pictures of like of some of the puppies. So I think it's like a week later, he sends me this picture of three dogs that like they look like husky shepherd puppies. I'm like, okay, cool. Can we come and pick one up? My birthday was like literally in a couple of days, so we're like, oh, the timing really works out well. Well, instead of like buying me any birthday gifts, we'll just like put our money towards the dog right now. Again, this guy's really sketchy, but like we've already been burned so many times by the adoption process that we're just kind of like, sure. And he was like selling the dogs at a reasonable price. Like it was like, I think it was $700. Like it's pretty like reasonable. Like a lot of dogs.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dog price.
A lot of dogs are like 700 to like 2,000, like, and sometimes above.
Yeah.
So it's like we're like, okay, cool, like this works for us. So we get $700 together. Like I empty out the couch, get all the coins. You know, we're ready to go. And we're like, okay, we'll meet up. So I have to like drive to Mississauga. We're in Toronto at the time, so it's like makes a big deal out of it. A 45-minute drive, and well, not really. I guess it's probably less than that. It's like I guess it was like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was 2 hours. You know, we walked
13 hours.
Yeah.
Snowstorm, uphill both ways.
Yeah, it was brutal. Alex sitting over there, he's like, "Oh, what's Toronto? Fuck me."
I'm like, there's like land up there.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we arrived there, and he's like, "Okay, I have all the dogs upstairs, but I only have one available for you." And I'm like,
What?
"Okay." So he brings down what is now my dog Kaiba, and Kaiba's like this like beautiful dog that's like all black and then only has like white paws. But every dog that he showed me from before was all like gray and black, like that traditional like husky or gray and white.
Right.
So like he did not look like any of the pictures of the dogs he sent me or the parents of the dogs he sent me whatsoever. So Sarah and I are sitting with $700 in cash. We have the cutest puppy we have ever seen in front of us, and we are faced with the decision of like, do we just give this guy the money, we take the dog, and we never talk to him again, or do we just like shut this down, say no to the puppy, and like walk away? Obviously we took the dog because like we both really wanted one. It was my birthday. It was like the perfect like day to get a dog. Yeah, it was so sketchy, but it was like it was Sarah and my own eagerness to get the dog that were just like, fuck it, all these red flags, and we're like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
The fact that we walked out with a live animal is a blessing because this guy was giving red flags over and
I'm just
over.
dying at the fact that he sent pictures of the parents first. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna start a Tinder profile and just put pictures of my dad and my mom on it. And be like,
You do the math.
you get it.
You
do the
use
math.
your imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, about like
Imagine
little column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
somewhere in between.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It was,
I like how David's was super sketchy but ended up fine, and Darik's like wasn't sketchy at all, and then like just total like. Derek,
Imagine-
I have two things for you, by the way. I have two things for you. One, I love how you told all of us before you told the police. And, love it.
More
And
important,
the whole
man.
internet too.
yeah.
And dare I ask Darik how much you spend on this stuff?
Yeah, I can't disclose that.
That's fine. That's okay.
It's too much. It's too much.
Thousands. It's in the
It's
thousands.
too
I
much.
had to, that's why I just that's like really what the answer I wanted. I didn't want to like after you. I really wanted to just be like, I can't do it.
I can't. I already feel so shit about it.
Okay, guys, let's just do a really quick math. I told
I'm
you
sorry,
that it
Derek,
was.
I'm sorry.
I told you guys that it was $700 for the dog. We have to assume that it was more than $700
Easily.
for
Roger
Darik.
that.
For
You know what I would've
Pokemon
done,
cards, Derek?
It
David,
was what my plan was. Sorry,
Dallas.
Go ahead.
But my plan was to spend that much money now and not have to buy any until like the fall.
All right, hoard
What,
them.
May?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what
No,
month
I'm
it was, so that was
thankful.
only funny later.
No, like it was gonna be enough to like last me until a while, like
Okay.
because
Right.
I'll
June.
open like 5 every Tuesday, right? So it'd be weeks and weeks of stuff. What I would spend anyway in that amount of time, I was just gonna spend now.
Right.
But I got fucked. So I found that out today, and immediately I went and bought Pokemon cards for my.
I don't even know how to help you anymore.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Really pleading your case. I like that.
to make myself feel better.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, you know what'll make him feel better? Spending more money on Pokemon cards.
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
I like that my
Depending
story
on the
equivalent. My story equivalent to you would be if he just sent you pictures of the back of the cards.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say,
What these
Dallas?
are.
Holy shit.
Oh man, that's funny. Did you go straight to Amazon this time or no?
I like went in person to my local card shop, and they're doing like curbside stuff, so I just bought
That's
it
good.
hand off. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do that.
What were you gonna say, Dallas? Before we were interrupting you.
It was a silly joke.
Oh,
I decided to
ruined.
just X-nay it.
good.
Ah.
Good
All
call.
right.
Fair enough.
I think we should. I think we should probably call it. I feel like we've been recording for a while.
Derek, can you tell me how
20?
many packs?
What's that?
How many
Dude,
packs?
quit trying to figure out how much
Okay.
fucking
No,
money he's
that's not even why. Like, okay, Derek, just tell me after. I want to know how many packs. I want you to be like, I ordered 4,832 packs. You have no idea. Like, that's all I want.
I like that Alex probably has a side podcast that he wants to share this story on. He's like, I need the details.
Coming up, it's the Square Show, dude.
True scams.
Derek bought 9,000 packs.
He's going to be covered for a whole year. Little did he know.
He's good till May.
I'm out for a whole year now.
God damn.
Whew. I
I
learned my lesson.
I kind of forget how we finished this this podcast. Do I just like go into the outro, or do I ask you about where
Punch
to
my
find
mic,
you guys?
apparently.
I was trying to look at all of you. Rogan and Brody. He was just like,
Well, I was gonna make a joke and I'll be like, "This is how we ended." And I was gonna close my camera, but I just punched my mic. So.
remember when he said he does this?
I like to move, you guys.
fucking.
Have you noticed? If you
Oh,
looked over,
my
I've looked
God.
at you guys. You've literally been this. You've all been so stationary, and I've been over here. I've been over
Yeah.
here. Like I can't
I
stop.
actually did notice it.
To be fair, I'm trying to be stationary, but
Yeah.
also I just keep doing this, you know. So I just
Yeah.
can't fucking.
Yeah.
I was born in the darkness, molded by it.
Oh my god.
You merely adapted it.
I
think
think that on this note, I'm gonna start with the outro.
There we go.
My name's Websy Jr. You can find me on twitch.tv/Websy Jr. And you can also find me on the same YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and wherever you do social media stuff.
Cool. I am Strudel Dude on Twitch, so you can find me there. Derek Maurice on everything else, basically. But if you go to one of those social medias, you'll find me on the other ones. It's all linked together. So, yeah.
When are you going to change your legal name to Strudel Dude?
Working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on
Cool.
it.
He's got some other legal problems right now.
Yeah.
That's true. And also, if you're looking to spell Darik, it's Darik.
True.
No,
It's true.
Which I hope David will put in the description.
Yeah,
No chance, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
not a chance.
I'm Brody. I'm AKA Bro Montana on everything. That's all.
That's it.
Come
That's
come
it.
hang out.
Love it. I'm Sklurpasad. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter. Done.
Nice.
Boom.
I'm David. Don't find me. This has been.
Don't fuck it.
Yeah. This has been the ZoomOut Podcast, episode 3. It was a nutty one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I need to make this 15 seconds for the song. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great content. You can find us on all your favorite podcast apps that are not Spotify, because that costs money. And we will talk to you next week. Bye now.
Good song.